Welcome to the next lesson, English on the Street. In this lesson, we will learn right of way, detour, and parallel parking. So in English, when I say right of way, what do I mean? Well, when you come to a stop sign like this, a four-way stop, a right of way is often used at a stop sign. And it means if the person to your right stops first, they have the right of way. It means they can go first. They go, not you. So that's called a right of way, a right of way. And in American English pronunciation, instead of saying right of way, we actually change the T pronunciation to a D. So we'll say right of way. It's kind of a very light T, soft D sound, right of way. Right of way. And it also means to allow another person or group of people to go first. They have immediate use of the road, so they can use it before you. They go first. That's right of way. Let's look at some examples of a right of way. So you can see here, there's a stop sign, and there are 1, 2, 3 cars, maybe another car here, but it looks like this car is turning. So maybe they stopped first. So they can go first. And he stopped. So maybe they stopped, he or she stopped, and then they stopped. So because they stopped first, and they're to the right of this person, they go first. But let's practice a sentence. The car in the front has the right of way. They must have stopped before the black car in the picture. Listen and repeat. The car in the front has the right of way. They must have stopped before the black car in the picture. Let's practice some more. Here we see the car, this one went first. They have the right of way. Here's another example. Listen and repeat. People have the right of way when they walk across a crosswalk. People have the right of way when they walk across a crosswalk. And so this place where you cross is called crosswalk. Sometimes there'll be white lines here with slashes or marks, and it's a crosswalk. This guy is walking across the street or across a crosswalk, and he has the right of way, not the car. In American culture, the person goes first, unless there's a light or a sign that says stop and the person has to wait. But in a place like this where there is no stoplight and a car is coming, the person goes first, not the car, if there's no stoplight. Okay? So that's right of way. For example, for right of way, you'll see here they're at a crosswalk. Like I said, they have the slashes. So here's an example of a real crosswalk. So a car has to stop and give these guys the right of way. Here's another example of right of way. She's crossing the street on this crosswalk here. So the cars have to stop here and wait for her. Oh, who has the right of way in this picture? The woman or the car? If you said car, you are incorrect. If you said woman, you are correct. She has the right of way in this picture. Yep, there's your answer. The woman who is walking has the right of way. Listen and repeat. Who has the right of way in this picture? The woman who is walking has the right of way. Good practice. Another example. Here's a four-way stop. And here's the rule. If the other car stops first, the car to your right has the right of way. So your right direction, like your right hand, Not right as in correct, but right as in this side, this direction. So a four-way stop. If this car stops first, this car will go. If this car stops first, this car will go. But usually it's to your right. If the other car stops first, the car to your right has the right of way. That's called right of way. So if this car stops first, he can go. Okay, so that's right of way. Detour, to take a different way, path, or route. Detour, not detour, it's tour, detour. And it's to take another way. So here the road is closed. Oh no, road closed. What do I do? Well, we have to take a detour. Listen and repeat. We took a detour because the road was closed. Next one, detour. You'll see in big cities like this kind of situation, detour. We went around another way because of the detour sign. They must be doing a lot of construction around here. Listen and repeat. We went around another way because of the detour sign. They must be doing a lot of construction around here. Good practice. And as you notice, I mentioned went around. It's past tense of go around, like we learned before, the word go around. So with a detour, I have to go around or go around another way. Here's another example of a detour sign you might see. And so people on bicycles will need to take a detour. A question for you. Have you ever taken a detour on your way to work or class? If yes, comment below this video. Tell us your story. We want to know, did you ever take a detour? Where and when did you take a detour? Again, comment below and let me know. Another example for detour. Capitola exit southbound. Detour. Or it's actually capital A exit southbound, not Capitola. Sorry, capital A exit southbound. There's a detour. You cannot take that route. Here's another example of a detour sign. So that's detour. Okay, let's talk about parallel parking. What? Well, parallel parking means to park in a line with other cars or vehicles, to park in a parallel direction. That's parallel parking. And it's parallel, the word parallel in English. Say that with me, parallel. And it means having the same direction, the same direction. Let's look at some examples of parallel parking. She finally found a parking spot downtown, but it took her a few minutes to parallel park. So you can see it's a very tight place to park. Listen and repeat. She finally found a parking spot downtown, but it took her a few minutes to parallel park. Another example. You see all these cars here are parallel parked. This car did not do a very good job. Whoops. Listen to the sentence. After several attempts, they couldn't figure out how to parallel park correctly. Listen and repeat. After several attempts, they couldn't figure out how to parallel park correctly. So this is parallel parking. When you're in a line and the cars are tight like this. To parallel park, you back up and go. Beep. Another example of parallel parking. Let's practice a conversation between these guys. Here we go. Here's the driver. He's talking. He says, "How am I doing on my parallel parking?" His friend says, "You're doing great. Just back up about another foot." So that's an example. So let's practice this together. You be the driver, or I'll be the driver, and you be the friend. Ready? How am I doing on my parallel parking? Good practice, okay? Now you are the driver, and I am the friend. Ready? Go. You're doing great. Just back up about another foot. Good practice. Another example. First, when you parallel park, here's how you parallel park. First, you have to pull into the spot, just like this guy. You got to pull in. And that's a phrasal verb. Pull into. You pull into or pull over into the spot. Excuse me. Second, you back up. That's a phrasal verb too. You back up. So you pull in and you back up or go forward little by little. And then third, finally, after you do that a couple times, like this guy, go in and out and in and out, you're finally lined up in a nice line where you have parallel parked. So we'll say this. Finally, you squeeze your car into a spot without hitting another car. Congratulations, you just learned how to parallel park. Have you parallel parked before? Comment below. I want to know. Yay! Did you do it? Did you succeed in parallel parking? Because sometimes it can be difficult. So please, below this video, talk about a detour that you've had, and I want you to comment and explain when you had to parallel park. That's it for this lesson. In the next video, we'll look at some road sign examples. Also, I'll have another video showing you some little cars and how we parallel park with those little cars. See you in the next video lesson.